Alright, and we're back. And I have finished the entire package. That's how many I got. I'm going to have to pan it here a little bit. So I got, what was it? Got 15 here. Now, one of the wraps, egg roll wraps, was disintegrated. So that'd be 16 in a package, and another one stuck to one, so it's actually a double roll. So it's 17. It was only possible to make 17 of these. I could have put more filling into them, but I chose not to for cooking reasons. I have to use a small pot for this, which we'll get into later. Now, this is a square sheet of rice paper. It's brittle. It snaps. You need... Okay, it doesn't snap, it explodes. My bad. Well, that's going to be a fun mess to clean up later. Crap. Anyways, so, and yes, I'm still going to use this piece. Actually, you can eat it dry. You're going to need hot water to get this soft and pliable. Now, we have our mixture here in the bowl. There was no cross-contamination. This bowl here is filled with hot water. Maybe not enough hot water. No, it'll work. So I'm just dipping this in, like so, into the hot water. Just moving it around. As you can see, it's bending. You want it just to get to a soft point, not soggy. You can use cold water, but it takes longer and it's trickier and messier. Hot water's better. There we go. Now, see? It's like a cloth now. It's perfect. You can use this for all kinds of rolls, wraps. Now, I'm not too sure how well this is, because it's clear when I put it down. So, it's along here, like this. And I leave a little corner hanging off so I can grab it. Now, here's the difference that I like. Shoot. Remember, we put in about around that much into the other ones. Now you can put more, but I can't. Now for these though, we're making these more of an entree piece for the main course, not an appetizer. Now this is an egg roll. It's nice and big. The technique for rolling it is the same. You bring the bottom corner up over it, pull it forward to get the contents tight, roll it once, bring in the corners on the sides, and roll it up. Because it's already wet, I don't have to wet the upper corner. Just placing it here. Now this isn't actually done. What I do to allow for the cooking to come out better is to actually double wrap it. So all the rice paper ones are double wrapped in my version. You can't wrap it right away because it's wet, so you want it to let it dry a little bit. Speaking of wet, it's a step that we didn't cover, mostly because of the difficulties earlier in the week in filming this. So it didn't take long at all. After you cook the mixture, there is a ton of liquid that comes out of the vegetables, and maybe even some water that you may have added to prevent it from sticking. What you need to do is, once it's cooled down, you need to squeeze as much of that liquid out as you can. So make it as dry as possible, because if it's too wet, you'll make the the dough of the egg rolls if you use the other ones for the appetizers. They're just soggy, they fall apart, they cook lousy. And for rice paper, same kind of thing. They'll just fall apart. It's a crummy result. See what they mean by monster? These are great. So, both of these types, I do believe I mentioned it before, that you can freeze them. Now, I wasn't too sure about the rice paper ones, but I did it earlier in the week, and I tested it, and they came out amazing. So if you are celiac, you can make a huge batch of these for yourself and for your family. Freeze them and munch on them over the next month or so. Maybe longer if you want. That's if they last that long. On this channel, I'm really going to try and do alternatives for celiac people or people just on a gluten-free diet for everything that I make. Because everybody deserves to have what they want if it's possible. And after the third one, you can go back and start double wrapping. You can do more and then just backtrack it. So I'm going to show you the double wrap for these three, and then we will pause again, and then I'll finish up with the rest of the mixture, because rolling technique is identical. And then I'll show you the result, and then we will go cook them. Okay, so to double wrap, you place it the exact same way you did in the diamond shape. Place it as if you're just placing the filling, and wrap it. Bring in the edges. Oops. And that's actually perfect. Now, I was mentioning prices and the number and stuff like that for the other. And the reason for that is this. Rice paper, it's around the same price. It's longer. So this is about $1.50, $2. A large number of these. This was already an open package. I had already used 8 sheets out of it to make 4 egg rolls. And here we got 3 more, and they're massive. That's long enough. Ah, good. This is slightly too long. See how it's like wet tissue paper? You don't want it that consistency. It's a pain to work with. Still workable, but a pain. So, but you can make, and I was saying about the price, you can make something that's bigger. You can even make the same number of them. You just need more filling because they're so big. And just overall better. I also prefer the texture of the rice paper once it's cooked up. And these can be deep fried as well as baked. And I will be showing you both. You know, a lot of people worry about the cost and stuff like that. And I think the rice paper is a better option if you're willing to take the time and learn how it works in using the hot water and stuff like that. It's a little bit tricky the first time you use it. You can also use it for other things too. And I love it when you have stuff that works double duty. And I've used these for any kind of sandwich, changed it into a wrap and used rice paper as an alternative instead of regular bread or gluten-free bread. And anybody who's looked at the prices of gluten-free bread knows what I'm talking about. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Just show you here. Double wrapped, 3 of them. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with the finished product and we'll start cooking up all these bad boys. See you then.